Top of the morning, folks. This is the WooFDriver coming at you live. We are on the road, just leaving our home base, heading to one of our longer destinations. If all goes as planned, we hope to wind up in Rhode Island today and do hopefully another 10-15 mile excursion, depending on timing and how the pups feel and all those kinds of logistics, how everything comes together. So sorry I haven't been live in a while. I haven't been posting much. Most of the stuff I'm posting now, we're still adventuring just as much as ever and doing all the wild wolf pack stuff we do. But I'm posting most of it to YouTube, putting a lot of videos up. So if you want to check that out, of course it's under WooFDriver on the YouTube channel. And hey Eric, how are you? Great to see you. So everything's good. All the pups are doing good. We're doing good, and all the equipment as well. So our adventures hopefully will continue big time. We've been going out probably once a week on pretty long distance runs. If you check the WooFDriver YouTube channel, you'll see the videos from all over the place. We're getting further range now, and we're able to explore trails we've never been to before. That's the whole idea behind the WooFDriver on tour. When I started this roughly 6 years ago now, believe it or not, we've been doing it pretty consistently. I'd say there's only a little bit of time we missed here and there. We added, probably in our second or third year, we added on the nighttime runs. Again, we do that, we call it midnight mushing. And we do the same kind of adventures. We go to trails that are usually pretty remote, or at least for us, they're far away. And we're trying to varietize it as much as we can for the dogs, for ourselves, and just trying to adventure out and see nature at its finest. Usually, like I said, in the summer and in the warmer months, the warmer times, we'll go at night. That started the midnight mushing craze, where we head out sometimes as late as getting on the trail at midnight and go until after sunrise, depending on the conditions and everything. So for those of you that don't know me, I do a lot of different adventuring, from running the dogs off leash on some, there goes the camera. So my rig wasn't too good there, I apologize. Let me try to put this back up. That's the way it goes, I guess. Modern technology or something. So we do, a lot of people say, well, you know, you run the dog strictly on the bike, and I don't do that. We actually go to farm areas and other large masses of land where I can let the dogs off leash. And at these locations, I usually have a vehicle like an ATV or a scooter, and everything we do is pretty much electric. So as to not to disturb the wildlife around us, we get to get great views of it. Also, so I can communicate with the dogs and listen to them when they're off leash. And therefore, you know, if a situation arises, I can respond to it appropriately and accordingly to keep the dogs under my control at all times, so we can continue to go in these places as to not get in farmers' ways or other people that use the lands. And those are private lands when they're off leash. We do another adventure called Amazing Chase, where the dogs actually chase a flag. And it's something called lure coursing. It's a sport, a dog sport, that's been around for probably since the turn of the century, maybe not, well, maybe that far back in time. It started off, I believe, in Europe, and it's was a sport developed for sight hounds because it's a visual prey chase. So this flag that moves in the wind represents prey, and it entices the animals, the dogs and other animals they use it for, actually rehabilitating hawks, etc., to chase it. We've actually had a hawk come on our course and try to go for the flag. Pretty interesting. And that's a really evolving sport where other breeds are getting interested in it, or people are realizing other breeds, even though they can't quite have quite have the keen vision of sighthounds, but they still get mesmerized or get tranced by the movement of the flag, and they can try to chase it down the course. So pretty interesting. There are places, as I'm aware, in like South Carolina, where they'll have almost like a golf driving course, where they have these areas set up where you can take your dog for $5 or $10, let them run, do the course. The courses can be anywhere from 3 to 5 acres. So a lap for us is probably a quarter to a third of a mile, and believe it or not, we'll get the dogs doing it. Zorro can clock about 15 miles chasing this lure, so it's quite amazing. That's why I call it the amazing chase. That's my version of it. Took a lot of technology to develop equipment that would actually be as robust and have the longevity to keep up with the Huskies, because the Huskies have such endurance. So therefore, they can go for miles and miles. Usually a sighthound or other breeds, their endurance isn't as strong as the Husky, so they will only be able to do a lap or two, where Zorro's doing possibly as much as I don't know, 50 to 100 laps of this stuff at least. You can check that out on YouTube as well. And the free ranging will usually do 5 to 10 miles of romping and off-leash fun, depending on the area and the terrain. Some areas we go to are really hilly terrain. We cross through streams and other areas. Hey Eric, what is that behind me? Okay, I'm going to give you a view. This is the truck we're in. We're going to get out here soon to load up our bike, but we're in a custom-built Ford Excursion that has 6 doors, that is designed to haul the equipment we use, you got a green, Dan, for these WooFDriver on tour runs. And if you've never seen it before, basically it's, if you're familiar with a recumbent bike, it's a recumbent trike. In this case, we use quads and trikes. A trike is a 3-wheeled, these are long bikes, these will hold 2 people, because when we're out on one of these tours, as I say, we go to remote locations, I need somebody to co-pilot with me to help me into different predicaments we get into. Again, we're not as familiar with these trails, so we come to crossings, road crossings, and other precarious situations where there's gates dividing the trail that I have to work my way around with all the dogs, and who knows what, trees down in a trail out of nowhere. And what we like to do is we have a driver that will drop us off and pick us up in another location, so we don't backtrack. So if we're going to do 10, even 20 miles, we'll get dropped off in one location and picked off in the other, to keep the dogs motivated, constant new sights and scents. They won't smell themselves coming back and not be as excited to run. A lot of all of this is about motivating the dogs to do the activities, because we want to make it as appealing as possible to them, so they get their proper exercise and energies out. And that brings me to the oldest dog with me today, who is the oldest dog in the wolf pack, is Princess, and she's the only female, and she's better than 13 years old now. I've had her since she was about 4, so I got her from a family that there was some different issues, but they had to rehome her, and was in a good position. I was able to take her on, and she's typical Husky personality. So she's got a lot of independence to her and a lot of drive, and that all these activities are right up her alley. You can hear Jag. He gets a little testy. So Jim is sitting back there with Jag, and Dan is doing our driving and all the coordinating, and Jim will be co-piloting with me. So guys are going to get out, and I'm going to show you how we do this. I'm going to take the phone and give you a view. Let me see if I can do that here. Gonna hang tight with me for 1 sec, folks, if you can. I'm trying to figure this all out. I haven't broadcast in a while, and some of these technologies change here, so pardon me. Let me see if I can turn the phone, if it'll stay with me. Yeah, it looks like it did. Pardon me for a sec while I do this. Just going to give you a view of how we set everything up, if I can do that. Still adjusting this. Facebook's really cool that it lets you do all these live broadcasts and lets everybody in on the action. And I'm going to have to help the guys load up.
Back out to this guy?
If he needs you to. So I'm with you right now, folks. I'm just putting you on an extended pole. And I'm getting ready to, let me see if I can do this. Sorry if I was sideways. If you have any questions, as I say, I haven't broadcast as much lately. And for different reasons. Again, most of it is just time consuming, and I'm really into creating my videos, and when I do my broadcast, it limits that production because it's only me pretty much doing this. I mean, I'm filming and doing most of the editing and putting most of everything together. So we're picking up the bike. We have a off storage location because I have a lot of different bikes and just don't have the room to house them all at our base station, and actually have a business location too, but that's a little further away, so we just do this for quick timing where we can drop off. And we usually, by the time we get back here, it could be in the wee hours of the morning, so this helps me manage that where it's relatively close by to home. Okay, let me give you a view here. Whoops. Try to give you a view. Gonna turn around. So let me drop the windows. That might be a good idea, so everybody can get a view of the wolf pack. There's the Jagster. Jaggy, can you say hi to the fans at home? Jag's funny. He's the smallest of the wolf pack, weighing in. Actually, his weight is actually a little more than Chase's, but he's smaller in size, but huskier in build. Sorry, you need to get here. So, cool. Open the rest of the doors here. This is the Chase man. And Chase is the only one with brown eyes. Everybody else has blue eyes. And if you'll see, he's got a little twinkle in his eye, and that's actually a speck or marbleization in Huskies, which is fairly common. Huskies have probably some of the most unique eyes because of their predominant blue genes that gives them the blue-eyed color. I know there's other breeds with them, and of course when you get mixes you get some blue eyes, but predominantly you'll find that in the Husky, and you'll find them also bi-eyed, where they're one brown eye, one blue eye, and you'll see the marbleization and the specks. Zara's on the other side, and you can see pretty Princess. Princess? Now Princess, again, she's the oldest, and she's... Okay, Dan is messing with me. Here comes the Z-Man, Zara. Zara's the biggest of the pack, weighing in at about 75 pounds. And he's actually not the only one that's got some Malamute in him. The rest are all Huskies or Princess. And Princess is incredible. Her energy and her drive amaze me every day. They're just truly incredible. Again, working better than 13 years old, and it's truly remarkable. Dan's on top of the truck now. You ready for me? Oh, sorry, I don't want to mess you guys up. So, folks, give me 1 second here, guys, and we're gonna give me a view. I'm gonna try to do this. Well, let me crop this up. This thing's got a stand on it.
Against the wall.
Good idea. Okay, folks, hopefully you can see this, but... Okay, let's do this then. Ready, guys?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's bunking though. Alright.
Don't know if you get to see that, folks, but that was a quick quick view of putting the bike up there. Yep, there's the pretty princess. How are you, Sherry? Nice to see you. And there's the Chase man. And as I was saying, Princess is truly amazing at her age. The energy she has that typical husky hyper active mode where she's constantly running around and airing her energy out. Look at that face. And I'm sorry, I'm getting some kisses from the Chase man. That's the Jagster. He is quite a character too. Chase is giving some loving up there. So you can notice the dividers and crates. They're not really crates, they're crate dividers. Chase is kissing me. There's Princess. And we have them in the truck for the dog safety, of course. You can see I have fans mounted to these crate dividers. So anytime it gets a little warm, we do have air conditioning as well, but anytime we get a little warm, we can put some extra air to the dogs, and water bowls hang on these crate dividers. I have temperature sensors, so I know what the temperature is. Blue tick with them. Oh, Eric, you got blue? Yeah, with one blue eye, one red. Yep, very common with the blue and brown eye. I think they're so incredible looking with that bi-eyed. I've actually never had a bi-eyed husky. It just didn't work out for me that way. But I mostly have blue, but I have had a couple that have had the all brown eyes like this. And I find it's funny because I find the brown-eyed huskies have a different personality than the blue-eyed. That's just been my experience. No scientific research there, but it's been my experience. So I'm gonna hop back in the truck here, and just got some time I'm able to spend with everybody here. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, because I'm in a chatty mood this morning. I hope everybody's enjoying. I try to give out as much information as I can. I like to, especially if you're a husky owner or have had huskies in the past, I like to help you reminisce about the great times, because huskies are just great dogs. All dogs, I love all dogs, but husky fits my lifestyle the best. So that's where I find myself. We also have a Chinese Crested. Excuse me one sec, trying to get the seatbelt working. Also have a Chinese Crested. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but quite a breed also. Seatbelt issue here, folks. Excuse me one sec. So go ahead and type in any questions you may have, because I'm here, as I said, to answer what I can and chat with you. Most of the stuff I do, almost any breed can do it in some capacity. We've actually, to show you or to better illustrate what I'm saying, again, go back and check out some of my videos, but you can see our little Chinese Crested, who we've actually had a 7-pound Chinese Crested. Our Gigi now is 10 pounds or 11 pounds. They have participated in some capacity on all the activities I do, and it's really cool. So you'll see, you didn't get much of a view of the bike that I do there, but those of you that are familiar with me understand how the dogs go on the side of the bike instead of out in front. So imagine it as a sled on wheels, but this is essentially a dog cart, or as I said, a recumbent bike, a course on wheels, because we don't get the snow in this part of the country. I'm in Maryland, that traditional sled dog areas you would be familiar with get. So wheeled rigs or wheeled vehicles are best to do the dog activities that I do. But I was alluding to, I even have ridden on the bike with my Chinese Crested and on a scooter. I've had them off leash in certain areas, and we've also done the amazing chase with our Chinese Crested as well. So really interesting stuff. Again, all breeds can do this. I'm doing stuff probably very few people are doing right now out there in the world. Almost all my equipment is custom designed, and again, I'm doing it differently than others would do it, such as I talked about the lure coursing, what I call the amazing chase, the biking, etc. And again, you can find all this on my videos online. I've got over, I'm going to say there's probably between all my YouTube channels anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 videos. We're going to be starting up a WooFDriver TV station, internet-based, of course, that you're going to be able to go there and see a constant stream of all these videos. We do ghost hunting. We've done musical concerts where there's a musician in the back seat of the dog cart, because some of these dog carts are designed to hold more than even 2 people. We have a 4-person one. So the possibilities are endless on how you can do different activities you can do with your dogs. Again, no matter what age, because a lot of these activities are not predicated on the dog using so much its strength, just appealing to its senses. It can run with the bike instead of pulling the bike. They can even in some ways ride with us. So it's pretty interesting. And as we get through our journey today, I hope to come back to you with some more live broadcasts.
If he's not sleeping.
If I'm not sleeping. Just don't take any pictures of me snoring, Dan, or video, that is. One of the reasons, again, Dan's driving, or we have a driver, is because when we get to these, hey, you have to rub that in. We get to these remote locations and we would be whooped and in no condition to do any kind of dog driving. And by the way, WooFDriver, traditionally someone who does professional mushing or dog sledding is called a dog driver. And because this is recreational based, and I don't do this for any competitions, just strictly for the dogs. That was my rig there falling, sorry, my camera rig. For the dogs' physical and psychological states that that's Jag again saying hi, something like that. I call myself the WooFDriver for that reason. So, but we are wolf driving or dog driving everything we do, and really driving at their passion, at their excitement. Yeah, you can put them up. We have put them down. So that's why I do call myself the WooFDriver.
That's good, right there.
Trying to think if I covered everything. I hope I did. Again, I hope to, if all goes as planned, a live broadcast from the trail where I'll give you a view of all the dogs and the rig setup and everything. Now you'll see with Princess, because she's older, this has been her energy, her gait's a little awkward, and again because she does things on her terms, so it's always a little bit letting her, or she wants to think she's dictating the situation, so her energy isn't as focused as it could be, so she'll actually tire herself out even before her Jaggy, take it easy, even disregarding her age, because she's done that her whole life. So, but you'll see, we'll stop for her, take the appropriate breaks, and also sometimes entice her by putting her on the grass. So if the trail is a dirt trail, or in this case it'll be a paved trail, it doesn't hold the scent, the smells of other animals and what has been through there, so it's not as motivating for the dogs. They can't pick up on a scent as easily to run and to chase, and so it doesn't entice them as much. So therefore I would move Princess, the whole wolf pack, the whole rig, over to the shoulder, if there was a grassy shoulder, to let her pick up on a scent or a smell and motivate her and get rid of her attitude sometimes. That's the word I was looking for, attitude. All of this is realized through all the wolf driving that I've done and how I've seen the dogs. Do you need me?
I'm just going to say we're going to get gas now.
Okay, that's cool. Everything I've done. So I've got a lot to share, and I hope to do that, and some of this I forget, so I forget to mention. So I appreciate if you see something, you don't know why I'm doing it or something's happening, please by all means put it in the comments and I can better explain it, because I'm going to say everything I do, it has a reason behind it. I'm pretty analytical, and I've got a whole regime of logistics, or regiment of logistics, that I like to go by. So almost everything has a purpose, and I'd like to share that, because all the years of doing what I do has given me the knowledge to maximize everything here going on, and I'd love to again let you share in on that. So we're just pulling up. We're going to fill this tank. I don't think I showed you the truck.
It is a tank.
But it's a 6-door Excursion. And hang on one sec, Dan. Throw this for now. Hang on. 21244. Cool. So we're fueling up here. This Excursion holds about 47 gallons of gas. It holds a lot of gas, but it gets gallons per mile, not miles per gallon. It's pretty gas hungry. It is not diesel, but for our purpose, it works out for not being diesel. This is strictly a dog vehicle at this point, and designed for the dog, so we're only using it on these extended dog trips. Diesel, of course, is more fuel efficient, but comes with some other, I guess, engine management that I'd rather not mess with, just like using the gas engine for this particular application. So, covered a lot of ground here, and don't have anything else to say at this point. So, please be sure to check us out and subscribe to me here on the Facebook feed. I say this a lot. I'm going to try to keep it going, though. I've neglected it a lot. Again, it's pretty time consuming, and it's hard. I've had other people help me manage the Facebook feed, but it doesn't give, it's not coming from me then, and they can't always do things the way I'd like to communicate, simply because they're not me. So it takes my energy and my touch, and I can't always get to it, so it does get neglected. Plus, on Facebook, how audiences get notified, they have their own algorithms, and sometimes it limits our audience. Therefore, it's not as conducive, it's not as attractive to me to come there, because it doesn't get my message out as well as I'd like to. That's the bottom line. So I am the Wolf Driver, and I am going to sign off. I hope to see everybody here soon. Remember, anytime you see me on a live feed, please tune in, say hi, give us a shout out, and I'll give you a shout right back. When I'm on the trail, it's a little harder because I will be driving the whole rig. By the way, we have a drone with us today. I don't know if you're familiar with drones, but that's the latest craze in the technology world. Basically, it's a flying camera, and I call it Airwolf 1. Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I call it Airwolf 1 because everything I do is wolf related, and we're going to hopefully get some cool footage that in some ways you can live broadcast with the Airwolf 1, with the drone, the airship, but that would be on YouTube. I don't believe it'll let me do it on Facebook, but I'm going to certainly look into that. You can certainly find our videos on WooFDriver, WooFDriver.com, or on the WooFDriver YouTube channel. And again, I hope that TV channel will be coming out soon. I'll keep you updated on that. So, look forward to seeing you soon. This is the Wolf Driver. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Sherry, so much. I do really appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone. We will talk soon. Wolf Driver signing out.